Welcome friends to another video. Today we're going to talk about HyperLiquid, which is a layer 1 that currently is more of a trading platform, a decentralized perp platform, but very soon it will be mostly a layer 1, which we will call Hyper EVM. And I think, you probably have heard it. It's the #1 airdrop that has pretty much ever happened. And today they released staking, which means it's one of the best times to join the ecosystem. And the only thing you have to do is click the link down below to join the ecosystem. It's super easy, nothing hard, and you can start buying your hype tokens. Looking at the price action of it, first of all, 33% is circulating. Fully diluted valuation is at 27 billion, and it's quite off the tops. Like the top value was $35, and staking was just released, so I think the price action will be very bullish from now on. I think we're going for $50 at the end of the cycle, and by being in the ecosystem, taking action in the Hyper EVM when it gets released, staking, and all of these things will give you participation for the future airdrops that HyperLiquid team is going to do. So let's get started with it. This is a very early video, very short video, just to show you how great an opportunity this is. So first of all, the majority of the supply was airdropped to users. This is beautiful to see. It was such a big airdrop. The price has really pumped. It's one of the airdrops where the price has nearly done a 10x from the launch price. Absolutely insane. So what can you do right now? I'm not an expert in this. This is like one of my first videos on HyperLiquid. And, in all honesty, I'm going to learn the ecosystem along with you. But we are in very, early stages. So the first thing that I've done is I put up a perpetual order to buy hype, essentially a bet that the price will increase. Again, this ecosystem is really into sell the news, but I really think it's going to go back up. I'm a firm believer, like it just makes sense. So if you have hype tokens, one of the things you can do right now is put them into staking. This is a very simple way to do so, and you are probably going to get some commissions and APR. Here you can see all of the validators, the commission fee, and you can select one of the 16 ones. So that's also very good because I think previously there were like 5 or 4 validators. So this is extra diversification of the ecosystem. And what else can you do on this ecosystem? So first of all, this is your portfolio. I have made quite a lot of trading in it, and I have lost $350. I'm not a good trader, guys. I'm not a good trader, but I really wanted to interact with it, learn it, and those losses are pretty much the learning that I've done. So you can deposit money, click the deposit button, and you can select the source chain. So for now, you can go through Arbitrum, but again, guys, we're not simple guys over here. So this is my airdrop Excel guide, all right? This is my airdrop Excel guide, and if you go on the HyperLiquid tab, you can find all of the things that you will pretty much need for HyperLiquid, at least at this point. And there are a lot of builders in the ecosystem and a lot of things that I don't know. Again, full disclaimer, if you know HyperLiquid better than me, probably you do, write me down below in the comments what other protocols I can use on HyperLiquid. But the most beautiful thing, guys, is that you can use dBridge to bridge from other chains into HyperLiquid. And what you really want to do is bridge USDC, all right? So that's one thing. Hopefully in the future, you could actually bridge other kind of tokens into that ecosystem. But for now, you bridge USDC. And if you want to use other chains versus using like Arbitrum, you can use dBridge for that. Again, the link for dBridge will be down below in the comments. You can find it and use it. dBridge is also having a season 2 airdrop. So you get an extra participation, guys. This is super nice. So let's talk about it. So what can you do? So you deposit USDC, all right? You deposit USDC. You have to establish connection, like confirming your wallet, connect your wallet. That's something that you want to do, of course. And right now, the main thing you do is that you use the HyperLiquid application to trade. You can also deposit into vaults. All right, so these vaults are their LP pools essentially for the ecosystem. There's this HLP one, which is the official one, 400 million in TVL, 32% APR, super nice passive income for a platform that is going to be growing. Like, these guys make billions, 2 to 7 billions volume per day. We're talking about the biggest decentralized perpetual exchange in crypto. And the second one is not even close, guys. It's not even close. And again, you have to think of it as a layer one, as a great decentralized exchange that is going to be competitive to centralized exchanges and as a whole ecosystem, because so many applications will launch on HyperLiquid. So this is a new ecosystem with thousands, okay, let's say not thousands, but with, tens of potential airdrops to get. So if you want a passive way, you can deposit in any kind of pools over here. For passive income, I would suggest going for HLP. If you don't know what you do, this is kind of safe, kind of profitable. And you can also trade. But what can you trade over here? You can trade so many things, guys. It's absolutely insane. You first of all have spot trading. So your portfolio will be probably on perpetuals. If you want to trade on spot, you have to transfer to spot. All right, you have to click this button to transfer your money to spot. Then you click over here, spot, and you can trade spot. So when you trade on spot, what you do is essentially you buy the coin. So you get the coin. You don't trade with leverage. And there are so many tokens in the HyperLiquid ecosystem. It's absolutely insane. But some of these have dApps that are getting built, decentralized applications essentially on the back end. So if you do your research, you may find some very good opportunities and some very good early coins to buy. You can, of course, just buy hype if you like the HyperLiquid ecosystem. I think the value of this token is just going to jump up, but I personally like to use the perps because I want to trigger volume. So what I do is try to trigger as much volume as I can with as much funds as I've got. And previously people earned points and these points were turned into the hype token. Now, because they launched a layer one, it's a layer one, it will have dApps. Maybe the criteria for the next airdrop are going to be different. Another thing that is something that I super like about HyperLiquid is that essentially they burn the supply. This is a deflationary supply because the profits that they make from fees, a small amount, a specific amount, I may have the link over here, they really burn them. So that's very nice. This is the hype burn.fun. And here you can see how much of a burn has happened already. Again, when the price pumps, if the volume doesn't pump and the fees don't pump, then the burn will be less efficient. But one of the things that I like is that the team actually is doing buybacks. So it's a goated team. Like, we're talking about a very new ecosystem with very high potential. The layer one has like 10,000 transactions per second at this point. So it's pretty big. Also, I have got this HyperLiquid spot ecosystem, and here you can scan the current spot projects. This is not mine again, but another team is updating it. I'm just giving you the link. And about the hyper burn, here you can see the supply. All right, so this is the total supply, and you can see it like decreasing. Here you can see the circulating supply. Here you can see the assistance fund, and here you can see the burn from trading fees. So it's really a small percentage at this point, but in the future, if the volume increases, if the fees increase, and you can think of, validator fees, etc., this is going to be kind of a big burn. So this is super nice, and you have to see it from a different perspective. You don't have to see it as a coin, sort of say, but You can think of having another 30% of the supply getting airdropped to users. And I'm excluding all of the applications that will be building on HyperLiquid that can get you additional airdrops. We're talking about of billions of dollars being airdropped to users. And the users of HyperLiquid ecosystem, I don't think there are that many. In all honesty, I don't think there are that many. And the fully diluted value, again, is not that big for the things that this platform does. If you look at it as a centralized exchange alone, it's competing essentially against BNB. This is pretty much the same way of thinking, but BNB, if I'm not mistaken, is a layer 2 of Ethereum, the Binance chain. I think it's a layer 2, and nobody really uses BNB. I think nobody is really using BNB. It's just a coin to hold, and Binance is buying back and burning it. But again, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an expert on these things, but the real direct competitor of HyperLiquid, if you see it only from the trading perspective, is BNB. But I think that the chain will be severely more adopted versus BNB chain that has very high fees. HyperLiquid, very small fees. But again, we're in a very early stage of this ecosystem, and the signs are very good. The team that builds it is really pro users. The chain, the fundamentals of the chain are in a very good spot, and all the actions, at least till now, are very positive, guys. And one thing that you want to take into account is that the big exchanges have not listed this token. They refuse literally to give them tokens for their ecosystem. They have to buy them. So the majority of the big exchanges like Bybit, Binance, Coinbase don't have it listed. We're talking about a competitor to them. So you can understand like how these things go. So yeah, I think it's a very interesting project, and I think you should absolutely, at least you should at least try it. That's really just my opinion. I think you should really try it. And here you can see the volumes on CoinMarketCap. So here you can see Binance is leading on centralized exchanges. And here on derivatives, I think we should be able to see HyperLiquid. And it's 3 billions in perpetuals volume. This is the derivative side of thing. Let me go back. And let's see on the spot volume if HyperLiquid is over here. I don't know. I really have never checked this. Like, I'm just wasting your time right now. But yeah, I really like this project. I was not a firm believer of it. I didn't get the first airdrop. But for me, it feels like it's a very nice opportunity. Like, what the fuck is this thing? So yeah, I really, sincerely, I really like it. I really feel it has potential. And out of all of the dexes that I have checked and tried, I think this is the best one. And I'm not joking, like it feels very, very good. So yeah, I just want to talk about this in this video. You should go and, go and stake if you can. And I think the price action of HyperLiquid is going to be very positive in the future. There is a very big ecosystem. You should start entering it, again, bridging to it, buying spot, buying the token, staking it is right now the best thing you can do, in my opinion. And again, because you may not want to take risks, go for HLP deposit. Maybe go for an HLP deposit and, be around the ecosystem. Be around the ecosystem. I think that's the most important thing. Being active in the ecosystem so you can potentially benefit from future billions of dollars getting airdropped to users. So now, before I close this video, HyperLiquid users. Let's see how many HyperLiquid users exist. If there is like this information. If there's this information, it will be very, very useful to us, in all honesty. Let's see. Let's see if we can find this information. So, let's see. HyperLiquid USD deposited. Can we see the users? 1 million wallets? Maybe? I don't know. User analytics 6 days ago. So we're talking about 300,000 users. Not that big amount of, users. Users have also jumped up, but yeah, I think this is a very healthy metric, and it could expand really to 1 million users very, very soon. I think it's going to be super fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think you should join it. I think it's a good opportunity. Thanks so much for watching.